Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to be putting together another layout using the September Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards. Today, my story is going to go inside of my one little word journal, which I do have a slight backstory to this layout, and that is that I have actually not done anything with my one little word prompts, projects, my album, or my journal since the month of April. That would have been the last time. So from May until now is totally blank. And that's actually a lot about what my story is for today, is embracing the fact that I'm not caught up and being okay with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just go ahead and put this in my August section of my one little word journal and be totally fine with the fact that everything in the middle is currently blank. I will go back. I am planning to go back because although I am okay being behind and all of that stuff, I'm not quite ready to embrace not doing it or not finishing quite yet, at least. So I am just going to put this in the August section of this book. Inside of this notebook, there are intro pages, and then there's usually some kind of prompt for you to complete, and then there are some blank pages. So I am actually going to use this setup or this layout that I have created to cover this blank page on the inside. So here is what I've got to work with for today. I have 3 photos that I printed from a recent vacation that we took. And the reason I picked vacation photos is because it felt very restful and it felt very like embracing just life as it is. So I have a bunch of those, and they're all ones that have me as a primary subject since this project is about me. Then I've also got one of the cards that came in this kit, and this is the one that prompted this whole story to begin with. It says, taking a deep breath and moving forward. And then I also grabbed this one, which says embracing the season for what it is. And I love that it has my current word for 2021, embrace, in that title. So I'm going to use this as some kind of embellishment here. I then printed more journaling because I have a lot of words for this one. On just some plain white cardstock cut down to 3x4. And I left enough room at the top of it to put this stamp set. This was the 2020 September Stories by the Month stamp set, where it's got this block that says embracing, which again is my words. That's perfect. I'm going to stamp embracing up at the top. And then I've got one chipboard piece that says this story. So it's kind of like embracing this story. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this project and get going. To get started on this layout, the first thing I want to do is complete all of my stamping. So I'm going to grab my stamp set that I want to use here, get the word embracing or the block embracing off of there. And then I'm also going to grab over 2 different ink pads because I wasn't sure which one I was going to like the best with the colors of this kit. So I have grabbed St. Helena, which is a greenish gray type of color. And then I've also grabbed Otter Rock, which is a more true gray. It's got a little bit more blue, not so much green in the tones of the gray. So you can see them, you can see this one here. And this one I was thinking would maybe match the color of the journaling card or the lines on the taking a deep breath and moving forward card. But I just wasn't sure how well it was going to show up on the card itself when I stamped it as my title. So then I did the darker gray color, and I actually really like the tone of that one the best. So that's the one I'm going to use. I will go ahead and ink both of these up, and I'm stamping it in the middle of the top on both of those cards. And then once I have that done, we'll put away all of the stamping stuff because this is really all I needed that for. And we'll bring back over my journal so we can start getting everything set in there and ready to go. I'm glad I did go with the gray just because to me it pops it out more as a title, whereas if it had been the lighter color, I was afraid it might blend in too much, right? And just not really stand out as a title there. Now this card, I really liked the sentiment of this one. I loved that it has the word embracing in it. And so what I decided to do with that one was to cut out a rough outline around the word that says, you know, embracing the story or whatever the sentiment was on there. So I cut out around that and made it into a rainbow embellishment instead of an actual journaling card. And I'm just going to put it down on that 4x6 photo at the bottom there. And I really like how it takes up the space there, but it doesn't interfere with the photo of myself and my husband. Now, to get this in my album, since there are no page protectors and it's just kind of a glorified, larger version of a traveler's notebook, what I want to do to make sure that everything stays down really nicely inside of the album is to use score tape on the back of all of the photos and all of the journaling cards. I did also adhere down the rainbow piece there on the photo just using roller tape because that'll stick to the photo just fine. And then here I accidentally touched the corner of this to the page before I was ready for it, but you know, it works out just fine. So I'm going to position this on here, and really the size of this album or notebook is perfect for a 4x6 photo and or journaling card. So it works out really nicely, almost like a 4x6 album. It's just on paper instead of on the album. But one thing I didn't really like was the amount of white space in between the photo and the card. So my solution for this, at least on the left side of the page, is to add some of this gray and white striped washi tape, which will also help to pull in a little bit more of that gray color that I stamped on the journaling cards, which will go on the opposite side. So I stuck down the washi tape first because my journaling card is going to go on top of it, and I figured that would also help to permanently hold it down on the page. And then on the right-hand side, I'm going to create a grid with these. So I'm going to do pictures on the upper left and the lower right, and then journaling cards on the opposite side. So I'm going to put the bottom ones on here first, and then we'll do the top ones. And one thing you'll notice is that they're not quite perfectly aligned, especially when you look in the center at the corners of the cards and the photos, which you'll see here once I get these two pieces stuck down. So I originally, when I had designed this page and figured out what I wanted to do with it, I had put the chipboard that says "this story" on the picture of me looking off into the distance. That's me actually watching my kids hike up a sand mountain. And it bothered me that the corners weren't aligned. So this was my solution. Instead, I took that circle chipboard piece and just stuck it at the four corners, and now you can't tell that those are not perfectly aligned. The last thing I'm going to do is add my date stamping across the center of all of those photos so that it has the same look as the opposite side with the washi in the middle. All right, friends, that finishes this layout. So really kind of simple and clean and really lighter colors than I'm used to working with or used to playing with, but I like how it feels very open. Like there's something about the colors and the white that just make it feel almost like a clean slate, like embracing the fact that there's not a ton of color. I don't know, there's just something about it is really soothing and calming for me, these colors and just the way that this one came together. So I'm going to go ahead, I will read my journaling for you. It's a little bit on the lengthier side this time, but this will give you an idea of kind of where I'm at with my one little word right now, since I haven't been doing a ton of updates with this one. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. If the journaling is not something that you want to hear, then no problem at all. Across the board, if you guys enjoyed seeing this one come together today, I would love a thumbs up down below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can catch all of my next crafty videos that I have scheduled to come out. And then I will see you guys next time if you are checking out here. For those of you sticking around, let's go ahead and read the journaling. So we've got taking a deep breath and moving forward. This year has been such an unusual year for us this year, especially for me. I always feel like when I start out the year with selecting my word, I never really know what that word has in store for me. This year, I knew I wanted to take some time to slow things down and enjoy life. I knew I needed to let go of some commitments or projects to create a better balance for myself. I knew I wanted to welcome the changes that were coming my way with grace and excitement. I knew I wanted to just let myself feel all the feelings and be okay with that. But never did I expect my word, embrace, to challenge me so much. Over and over again, I feel like embrace is telling me to embrace the unknown, to be okay with plans not working out, to look for the good in some of the most difficult situations, to share love and kindness to others, and to rest assured that I am doing the best I can right now. Embracing. Today, I want to remind myself to embrace moving my body more. It's going to be a big commitment to get moving regularly again, but I can totally do this. Today, I want to remind myself that it's okay to be behind, even with this very project. I can always come back to it and catch up later when I'm ready and able. It's okay to go at my own pace. Today, I want to remind myself to embrace love rather than fear. I feel so anxious over the start of the school year and the state of the country right now. I want to remember to spread love, kindness, empathy, joy, and encouragement while staying true to who I am. Today, I want to remind myself to embrace the place that I'm at right now, right here. Things haven't exactly turned out how I expected, and though our life has felt totally uprooted for the past 4 months, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Today, I want to remind myself to embrace the unknown and not fear it. I'm doing the best I can right now for my family and for myself, and that can be enough. Today, I want to remind myself to embrace going slow. Take breaks if you need them, and remember that everything will come in due time. It's okay if it takes a little bit longer to get there. So that is my journaling for this time, and a lot of that has to do with the start of the school year and changes to school districts and moving and how long it's taking to move. And I'm sure you can tell even from this list that we're just really tired of things not going according to plan, but embrace is telling me to just embrace life and be okay with, things going slower and taking their time, that it's going to be okay. All right, friends, well, that is all I have for you for today. I am going to be back later in the week with some Project Life and Story Kit Crush projects, so hopefully I will see you back here for those. Until then, I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope that you embrace some love and kindness and empathy and joy and all of those things this week as well. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.